Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of our OSINT series. In today's episode, we're going to explore search engine dorking techniques in detail. We will understand what dorking actually is, which dork to use, when to use a specific dork, how these techniques help during OSINT investigations. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. But before we begin, I want to remind you once again that privacy and security are the foundation of OSINT investigations. If you haven't watched the first episode, I recommend securing and preparing your system first. A secure investigation environment helps protect your own identity and prevents unnecessary data exposure. Now, let's begin. What is dorking? First, let's understand what dorking actually means. Search engine dorking is an essential technique used by researchers, security professionals, and OSINT investigators. Many times, a large part of our information gathering process can be improved simply by using advanced search techniques. So, what exactly is dorking? Dorking is the use of special search queries and operators in search engines like Google, Bing, and others to find more specific information. Instead of searching normally and getting thousands of unrelated results, dorking helps us filter and refine our searches to find more relevant information. First dork, using quotes, quotation marks. Our first and one of the most important dorking techniques is using quotation marks. Let's understand how it works. Normally, when we search something on a search engine, we type the keywords without quotes. For example, Musultan 7890. The search engine may return a lot of unrelated or noisy results because it searches for individual words and possible variations. But when we use quotes, who is _the_black_hat? The search engine looks for that exact phrase. This helps us get cleaner results and makes it easier to find information related to a specific username, keyword, or digital identity. For OSINT investigators, exact match searching is one of the first techniques used during information gathering. Important rules while using quotes. However, there are some situations where using only quotes may not give the best results. Sometimes search engines use their own algorithms to understand names, words, and variations. Using exact quotes can sometimes limit those results too much. In such cases, investigators try different variations. For example, who is _the_black_hat? Or who is to the black hat? Or who is to the black hat? Or other possible formatting variations. The goal is to search for different representations of the same identity. Searching email addresses and usernames. The next important use case is searching for email addresses and usernames. When we search for an email address directly, sometimes search engines don't show the expected results. One reason is that search engines may treat certain symbols, such as @ period, differently during indexing. Because of this, using quotation marks can help search for the exact email address or username. For example, example@gmail.com or target_username. This forces the search engine to look for that exact sequence. Second technique, narrowing results. The next technique is called narrowing. Sometimes, when we perform an OSINT search, we get too many irrelevant results. These unwanted results are called search noise. To reduce this noise, we can use additional search operators to remove unwanted keywords. For example, imagine we are searching for information about Shaheen College, but we are getting many results from a different location that we don't need. We can exclude that keyword using the minus operator. Shaheen College minus beater. The minus operator tells the search engine, show me results containing Shaheen College, but remove pages containing beater. This helps us get more focused and relevant results. Why dorking matters in OSINT. Search engines already contain a huge amount of publicly available information. The challenge is not always finding information. The challenge is finding the right information among millions of results. Dorking helps investigators reduce search noise, find hidden information. Search engine operators in OSINT dorking. Now, let's move to one of the most important parts of dorking, search operators. Search operators are special commands that help us create more advanced and targeted search queries. One important thing to remember is that not every search operator works on every search engine. Most advanced operators are commonly used with search engines like Google, because Google provides a wide range of search operators. There is also a basic syntax rule. When using an operator, there should be no space between the operator, colon, and keyword. For example, correct, site:/github.com. Incorrect, Cite github.com. The second format may not work properly because of the space. Cite operator. A first operator is the cite operator. The cite operator is used when we want to search for information only from a specific website. For example, imagine we want to find information about a username on GitHub. We can use cite:/github.com. Who is _the_black_hat? This clearly tells the search engine. Search only inside github.com and find pages containing this exact key. This is extremely useful during OSINT investigation because instead of cooking and control
Site mapping technique. Another technique related to the cite operator is called site mapping. Site mapping helps us discover pages from a specific website that have been indexed by the search engine. For example, cite:/neurodev.netlify.app. This query will show the pages from this domain that are available in the search engine's index. This can help investigators understand what pages exist on a website, what information is publicly accessible, what content has been indexed by search engines. Keep in mind that this only shows pages that the search engine has discovered and indexed. File type operator. The next important operator is the file type operator. The file type operator is useful when we are searching for specific downloadable files, such as PDF documents, PowerPoint presentations, Word documents, spreadsheets, and other indexed file formats. The syntax rule is the same. There should be no space between the operator, colon, and file extension. Example: text, Cisco, file type, PPT. This query searches for PowerPoint files related to Cisco. Similarly, you can search for other file formats: keyword, file type, PDF, or keyword, file type, DOCX. This technique is useful in OSINT because organizations often publish documents containing valuable public information. Inurl operator. The next operator is the inurl operator. The inurl operator is used to search for specific keywords that appear inside a website's URL. It helps investigators find pages with specific URL patterns. For example, inurl login. This searches for pages where the word login appears in the URL. Another example, inurl admin. This searches for URLs containing the word admin. The inurl operator is useful for discovering specific types of indexed pages and understanding the structure of publicly available web content. These operators are some of the most commonly used building blocks in OSINT dorking. By combining operators together, investigators can create much more precise searches and reduce the amount of irrelevant information they have to analyze. Advanced dorking operators: inurl, intitle, and all-in-title. Now let's continue with more advanced search operators used in OSINT investigations. Inurl operator. The inurl operator is used to search for specific keywords that appear inside a website's URL. URLs often contain useful information such as directories, file paths, categories, or specific keywords. During OSINT investigations, we can use this operator to find pages based on URL patterns. For example, inurl login. This query searches for pages where the word login appears inside the URL. We can also combine the inurl operator with other operators to create more advanced queries. For example, inurl minus inurl http or https pdf OSINT. Let's understand how this query works. Inurl. This tells the search engine to look for URLs containing the keyword FTP is a file transfer protocol, so this can help find pages or directories related to file transfers. Target-specific inurl searching. Another way to use the inurl operator is for a specific website. For example, inurl/wp site computercrimeinfo.com. This query searches inside computercrimeinfo.com for URLs containing /wp.
This can help identify specific directory structures or publicly indexed paths within a target website. In-title and all-in-title operators. The next operators are in-title, all-in-title. These operators are related to the HTML title tag of websites. Every web page usually has a title tag in its HTML structure. Example: title tag, page title, /title tag. Search engines use this title information when indexing web pages. These operators allow us to search pages based on their title. In-title operator. The first one is in-title, quote, coding books. This searches for pages where the title contains the phrase coding books. The in-title operator is useful when you want to find pages with a specific keyword or phrase in their title. All-in-title operator. The second one is all-in-title, coding books. The difference between in-title and all-in-title is how they handle multiple keywords. In-title. In-title focuses on finding a specific phrase or keyword in the page title. Example: in-title, quote, coding books. It searches for pages where that phrase appears in the title. All-in-title. All-in-title requires all provided keywords to appear in the title. Example: all-in-title, coding books, Python. This searches for pages where all these words appear in the title. This becomes useful when the title is longer, but we only want to target specific keywords inside that title. By combining operators like inurl, cite, filetype, in-title, and all-in-title, OSINT investigators can significantly improve their search accuracy and discover publicly available information much faster. Index of dork. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and commonly known OSINT dorks, index of. The index of dork is used to discover publicly accessible directory listings on web servers. To understand this, we first need to understand how web servers normally work. When a website has a default index file, such as index.html or index.php, the server usually displays that web page to visitors. But in some cases, if a directory does not contain a default index file and directory listing is enabled on the server may display the files and folders available inside that directory. This directory listing is commonly known as index of /. For OSINT investigators, this can sometimes reveal publicly accessible files, documents, or directory structures that were unintentionally exposed. A common search query pattern is intidy, index.of, quote, OSINT. Let's understand this query. In-title, index.of. This searches for pages where the title contains index of, which is commonly generated by directory listing pages. Quote, OSINT. The quotation marks make the search more specific by looking for directories related to the keyword OSINT. This combination can help discover publicly indexed directories containing OSINT-related files or resources. However, always remember that finding publicly available information does not mean you have permission to access or use it for unauthorized activities. OSINT should always be performed ethically and legally. Ending this episode. So that's it for today's video. I don't want to make the episode unnecessarily long because there are still many more advanced dorking techniques that we need to cover. We will continue this topic step by step so that every concept is properly understood. All the dorks covered in this series, along with additional resources, will be available on neurodev.netlify.ap. You can find the resources section there, where we will keep adding materials from each episode. You can also find related resources on our channels. In the next episode, we will continue with more advanced dorking techniques and explore how professional OSINT investigators use advanced search methods during real investigations. See you in the next episode.